Hi, this is Vanessa Howie. I'm a certified trainer. I'll show you my credentials here. I do this in every video. ISSA. And I have a website that is through ISSA. I'll be putting the link below in the description so that you can contact me if you choose to do so in regards to the services that I provide as a personal trainer. If you don't want to go to that website, you're welcome to send me comments below on YouTube, this channel, and on Facebook. I'm happy to reply, no problem there. The exercises that we're going to be doing today, we have a lot of fun props. The first one's going to be a toughie. They're called Firewalkers, and we're going to be using this loop here, this exercise loop. It's from the Kathy Friedrich line. I found that her loops tend to be the most durable, that stand the test of time. This is the second set that I have purchased over a 5-year period of time. The first set, I stretched out so much that this loop, instead of it being this long, was this long. So it was half again as long as what this one currently is. And this one, it used to be about this long. So I've stretched it out quite a bit, but not as much as I did the other one. And there are 3 resistances of this loop. I'm using the toughest one because I really want to feel it in my lower body. They have a light resistance loop that is, I think, kind of a reddish pinkish color. And then there's a green loop that she has that is a medium color. I had it around here somewhere, but I'm not sure what I did with it. I think it might be in my work bag. And then there's the blue, which is the heavy. The one after that is called a lying bicep curl, and I'm going to be using a piece of tubing for it. This is a medium resistance tubing. You're welcome to use the resistance that you prefer. I'm not using dumbbells for this one. You'll see why when I do it, because it is not physically impossible, but more physically difficult to do the exercise in the position that I have laid out, as opposed to doing it with the tubing. With the tubing, I feel it much more intensely when lying down, as opposed to standing up. I'm not sure why, but I do know that it works. The third exercise is called a plie squat with a heel drag. And I'll be using a pair of 5-pound dumbbells with that. And then I have a stability ball here that I'll be using to do knee ins on this ball. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This one I think is one of the more fun exercise sessions that I put together. First exercise is the Firewalker with the loop. I'm going to have a seat to put this on, and I recommend, if you're doing this with a loop, many of my clients that I teach, many of the people that I teach, I encourage them to buy their own loops for home use. Same as with the gliders, I encourage my clients to buy the gliders for home use. I'm going to step back here a little bit so that you can see the full, the whole body in frame. So what you're going to do, I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see how I want you to do this walking motion. I'm going to walk a little bit towards the camera, and then I'll walk to the side a bit. So, in a traditional squat, we're going to do a traditional squat. Weight is in the heels. You're going to bend your knees, stick your butt back that way. Just like I've taught in some of my other videos. If you're not sure if you can do it and keep your balance, I have a TV here. You can have a chair to use that to help guide you, okay? You don't want any weight to be in your toes. In fact, I'm popping my toes up. And your knees should never go beyond the laces, the shoelaces, okay? If they ever ride forward over your toes like that, then you're going to have a problem because the weight's going to go into the knee, okay? That is your basic squat. Now, what I want to have you to do with this exercise is you're going to step out slightly. I took it was 1 step distance, 1 foot distance out. Stepping out, and then stepping in using the back foot. Step out, and then in. That's just learning how to do this move. Stepping out, squatting down, stepping in. Stepping out, squatting. Okay, we have that move. Good. Now what I'm going to teach you, walking back here, is how to do the Firewalker walk, okay? Now instead of coming up from that squat, you're going to stay down there in that squat, and you're just going to walk sideways. If you need to take a break, 5 or so steps in, take a break, shake out the knees a little bit, loosen the resistance, get back into position, and do it again. I'm not going super deep on this. I feel it here, and here, and here. Standing up. Oh, okay. I'm going to go back the other way, towards the TV. You want to make sure your back stays flat. You don't want to round over like this, okay? Keep the chest up. You want your head above the level of your heart. So none of this. Stand. Okay. Now I'm going to face you. I'm going to go that way. So, I'm doing teeny little walks. I'm not doing anything super bold here. In fact, there's a line of the carpet. I've hit that line. I'm going to go back. Yeah, I didn't even pause. I just went back. The sooner I do this, the sooner I can get it over with. I don't want to do this any longer than I have to. Oi! Yeah. I'm going to stretch that hip out just a little bit. Stick the booty out there just a little bit. Stretch it. The other side. That puts a fire and bites. Not that I don't like it. I do enjoy it. Walk out of it. Now, if you're having a hard time doing that, then walk over to a chair and get yourself out of the loop. Please. Okay, the next one. The lying bicep curls. Okay. Good. I'm going to lay here on the floor. If you need a pillow, a disc, anything to go under your head, you're welcome to have that. If you have hardwood floor and you need a mat or a cushion, get it. Make yourself semi-comfortable when you're doing this. I don't want you to lay down and go, oh, my hip, my back, my neck. Do what you need to do to get your body into a comfortable position while lying down to do this. Okay? This is a medium resistance tubing. If you need light resistance tubing, get it. If you need heavy, get it. Yes, lying down. And so what I've discovered when doing this is there's less of a tendency to shrug the shoulders forward as you might when you're standing up. You can't rock this motion. Your pelvis is not going to rock your upper body forward and back. You're going to lay here, elbows pinned into the waist, or as close as you can, because you see mine are touching the floor somewhat, and that's fine. Curl up, bring it down. Curl up. Those that have blood pressure issues, don't bring your head up like this, but put a cushion under your head. That's going to help, okay? Or those that are having severe sinus issues. And yeah, if you have pets at home, the pets are going to be all over this. Unless you lay on your bed and do this, and some pets even hop up there. Yeah. Depending upon the height of the bed, I suppose. One more. Now, I felt that, but it wasn't overly intense. I'm going to use the tubing to help walk myself up. I had to use my abdominals somewhat to do that, but I chose to do it instead of rolling over and then getting my knees into a possible uncomfortable position. And getting the tubing caught up in it and everything. It's just a giant mess. Okay. Now, next one I have is the plie squat with the drag. I will use a pair of 5-pound dumbbells for it. Double check the screen. All right. So, what we're going to do here is those that have taken ballet, that have been a ballerina in a former life, will be able to appreciate this. You start with the toes turned out slightly, roughly 45 degrees. I think in ballet it's a second position. You're welcome to correct me on that if you'd like. You put the hands, there's a notch that's right here from the top of the leg that meets with the torso. You want it in that notch, in that groove. So, you do step out, you do a squat, plie squat, weight in the heels. This leg is going to be moving in, dragging that toe or heel, like that. Stepping out, bending the knees, weight in both heels, evenly in both heels. As you stand, you drag that toe. So the direction you're going, the opposite foot drags. One more. Drag. I'm going to go the other way now. Stepping out with the foot that was dragging. This is the leading leg. Squatting and drag with the other leg. When you do that drag, it activates the inner thigh on this leg. So not only are you getting the thigh, the glute, and part of that inner thigh stretched when you contract, the muscle that is. The top of the thigh, the back of the hip, and the glutes are contracting. The inner thigh is stretching when you come down here. So I want to make sure I was clarifying on that. Squatting, chest up, drag, that inner thigh is working. Okay. Now we do skull crushers. Now I could do these on a bench, but I think I want to do them on the floor, because whenever I find that I do them on a bench, that fight or flight kicks in, and it almost tends to freak me out a little bit when I do it on the bench. So I'm going to do these on the floor. Those that prefer to use a bench, use one. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. And I'm showing you purely from a side view so that you understand the mechanics behind it, how, where the elbow is supposed to move, how it's supposed to move, etc. Okay, hope you can see me. I think I'm close enough to the TV. Okay. All right. So my knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Pushing the weights up, palms are facing each other. Now, on this, your wrist is in line with the shoulder. So you don't want to be up here and you're not way down here. You're in the middle. It should feel like that you're just holding the weight there, not like you have to hold against a resistance. Not like if you're up here, then you're going to feel it more in that shoulder. If you're down here, then you're going to feel it in a different area of that shoulder. So you don't want to feel something is resisting and pulling. You just want to feel that it's being held there. So when you come down in the movement, you bend at the elbows like this. You want to really squeeze in the abdominals here. And when it gets close to 90 degrees, you're just past it, and I'm feeling that it is, push your hands towards the ceiling. Like that. There's another exercise later down the road that I'll be showing you called a cross body extension. Oh, by the way, those that have blood pressure issues, put a pillow under your head. That'll help. Because right now I'm feeling a little bit sinusy going on. There's a little bit of pressure in my frontal cavity. But it's from some of the pollen that's in the air, and the chair that I've been using has not been vacuumed yet. So there's a lot of former pet hair on there. Okay, bringing the weights down, slowly guiding myself up. I think there's one more exercise to do. One more. Yeah, knees in on the ball, I believe. All right. Now, this is a very balanced, focused move. Very balanced, focused. If you are not certain that you can do this on the ball, try doing this on your knees first and doing it in this position. So, hands and knees. And what you're going to be doing, and I hope that you can see this side view here, is you're going to be tucking your pelvis under like this to really focus on contracting those abdominal muscles. Okay. And if you're not feeling it doing that, but you're not very comfortable on the ball, then you can take a bench or a step of some kind and do it like this. Let me take it back here. Make sure that it's fully in the frame. It is. Yay, so am I. Okay. So what you can do is you can do this here. So it would be the equivalent of your hands or your torso being on the ball. And you bringing in one knee and then the other knee. Yeah, if you saw on one of the last videos that I did, you'll see that I did a very slow mountain climber. And that would be a modification of this as well. So that's a slow mountain climber that I showed you in the other video. But this is for the knee ends on the ball. Okay. Now, I really need to move this back out of the way in order for me to have, there we go. Because I'm going to move this somewhat out of frame, and I'm going to roll myself into it. So, there we go. All right. Hello. So, beginners, you want to have this on your thighs somewhat or on your knees. Intermediate, on your knees or somewhat on your shins. Advanced, shins or toes. It's the same exercise no matter how you do it. Okay? On this one, you're going to bend your knees, pulling your knees in towards your chest. Like this. You really have to focus and control here. Notice I'm going slow. I'm not trying to pound these out. Those that have blood pressure issues, the modification that I showed you using the step, use that version, please. Because this version, I don't have blood pressure issues, but I'm feeling the pressure in my head. I want to roll out of this. This is the preferred way to get out of it. Some people, when they get out of it, they literally fall on the floor to exit or dismount. Not necessarily the preferred way, but it gets the job done. Oh. Thanks, guys, for sticking it out with me today. I appreciate it. Those that know me, they know that I have far tougher exercises that I will be having you to do in the near future on this. Those that don't know me, please continue watching. I enjoy reading the comments. You can find me on Facebook. Send me a comment there. Send me a private message. I'm open to take your questions. I have no problem with it. And also, if you see the commercial at the beginning of these videos, that's one of the few ways that I get paid for actually doing these videos. So, I'm not going to tell you to not skip through the commercial. I will ask you to please watch the commercial. You can push mute on it. It's okay. I'm not going to be offended. As long as the commercial plays all the way through, I get a few pennies, and so it helps me to keep doing these videos for you. To help, one, keep you educated, and two, hopefully keep you motivated to do stuff like this at home, to give you a little more confidence to do it. Because there are those that don't have the confidence, and I would like to think that I, in some small way, might give them a little bit more confidence to do these videos, even in the very modified version. It's better than sitting around and doing nothing, because they feel like that they have no other options but to sit and do nothing. So, enjoy this video. Click the like button, please. Subscribe if you'd like it. And enjoyed working out with you. And I hope you have a good day. Thanks.